Understanding this can be a massive game changer that catapults us from a passenger seat belted with dependence, passivity, and helplessness into the driver's seat of our life. Hi there, I'm Anne-Katrin, and I am occasionally awake. I'm here to help you experience your own occasional awakenings and learn to embrace the time in between. Welcome to my channel. On this channel I share my work in the area of non/duality. I talk all things self-help, energy, ego, awakenings and more to help you have your own occasional awakenings. Self-help doesn't mean that we need to do it all alone, but it neither means that we depend on external help for every step of the way. In fact, we can work on ourselves by ourselves a whole lot. Please make sure to like and subscribe to become occasionally awake with me. You have within you the tools to make yourself feel better under any condition and in any situation. You just need to know how to use them. You have the power of choice to take a different direction anytime you choose. Understanding this can be a massive game changer that catapults us from a passenger seat belted with dependence, helplessness, and passivity into the driver's seat of our life. Our instinctive initial reactions to these kinds of statements give us important information on the undertone of our lives. Do we believe us to be powerful creators of our own experience? Or have we succumbed to the inevitable circumstances of a life happening to us? Many people, both consciously and unconsciously, spend a great deal of time waiting for other people or authority figures or higher powers to present them with a set outcome. When life has become a succession of delayed choices and outsourced decisions, we are living by default. Adopting the mentality of self-helpability, the ability to help ourselves under most conditions and in most situations, to improve our situation, to make ourselves feel just a little bit better, can shift a life course, autopiloting at random, into an empowered experience of conscious and autonomous creation. Here are 6 things to know about self-help that can motivate you to rediscover your own ability to help yourself feel better and actively create your own experiences so that you gain back the power to steer your own course. Number 1, self-help does not mean doing it all alone. The idea of self-help might sound defiant, as if it required turning away from community and loved ones and professionals in order to do it all by ourselves. However, that is not advisable, nor what is meant by the term self-help. The focus rather is on taking an active leading role in our own help and healing. We can ask ourselves these questions. Do we proactively seek help from people we resonate with? Do we choose and evaluate the professionals partaking in our journey? Do we ask them for specific tools, habits, and remedies to help ourselves feel better at home between sessions and appointments? Are we honest to our family, friends, and communities about our current needs? Are we deliberate about which trusted people in our lives to confide in with the specific areas that we struggle with? Are we mindful about the help and nourishment that the people in our lives actually provide for us? And are we willing to release toxic people, to drop a cause, to cancel on a professional that does not serve our specific needs? Our outcomes, solutions, and life changes don't have to be exclusively determined by the quality and intention of the people currently accompanying and supporting our journey. They can rather be defined by our own quality to actively manage our support system and the people we choose as supporters and personal advisors. Helping ourselves means consciously choosing the help, modality, personality, and direction that we resonate with at any point in our journey. It means being not only an active participant in our own healing journey, but the leading force, managing all other instances, and deciding when to lay back and let the shoulders drop into the help modality, into the person's arms of our choice. Number 2, self-help does not equal self-optimization. It is a popular assumption that self-help is and should be focused on the notion of self-optimization. Following a constant need for improvement, the constant need to become the best version of ourselves, means following a need to escape the now and or that version of ourselves which is not yet good enough. This can potentially be fuel for transformation, yes, but it most certainly is pressure to our dear heart and soul. Maybe real, honest, and most importantly, efficient self-help begins only when the need for perfection and improvement is released. It is only in that moment that the blinders are lifted and we get the chance to see clearly our true needs, challenges, and solutions in sync with our heart. Number 3, self-help does not require external help. Yes, you heard me right. Self-help does not mean that we need to do it all alone, but it neither means that we depend on help for every step of the way. See, there is no general recipe for what self-help should look like. I believe that we are given impulses to seek out or come across ways of healing and ways of help that are beneficial to our very individual set of challenges. And the wisdom we gain from following that specific impulse becomes a companion either for life or for a specific time period of transformation that is needed for a specific project of ours. Other great self-help tools and modalities involve breath work and energy work, nutrition, dietary changes and supplements, movement practices from jogging to yoga, mindfulness practices such as meditation and self-inquiry. The list goes on and on and on. All these things have in common that we can practice them all by ourselves. There are so many options at our hands. And I believe if we only listen closely to our intuition and our conscious self, we are provided with all the tools we need to assist in our own healing journey. Number 4, self-help enhances trust. As we gather and use the tools and practices to help our own very individual set of challenges and projects and needs over our lifetime, we gain the trust that we are being held. We are not at the mercy of our circumstances, but powerful and self-sufficient to transform in and through new cycles of our lives. Of course, that does not mean we won't ever face challenges again, but we know how to meet them. We dare to meet them because we know that we have powerful tools at our hands. We know that we can get help and we know that we can self-help. We can always know for sure that we will be able to figure out a creative solution, turning our problems and challenges into creative projects to work on. Projects that can possibly even end up improving and transforming our lives for the better. Once we know and trust that progress is just a matter of time, we can allow ourselves more patience and optimism in the face of challenges, in the middle of stagnant phases and hopeless moments. We can remind ourselves that there is hope always. We can always choose to ground ourselves with mindfulness and energy practices. We can always choose to enhance our energy level with the right nutrition, with exercise. We can always choose to seek out the help of professionals if necessary. And finally, we can always Choose to center ourselves in the now. And you know what? The now is quite forgiving of our past-future story. Number 5. Self-help is a companion for life. See, this is a positive wording for a harsh truth. Self-help is a never-ending story. We are never going to reach the day where we are finally flawless, where we have finally become the best, the perfect version of ourselves. There'll always be space for improvement. Having projects means that we stay a work in progress, literally. And that means we are in motion and there's always space for growth and transformation. That is a curse for the perfectionistic ego and a blessing for every other part of us, finding relief in the truth that there is no schedule needed to get better. We can do it step by step. And not every step is going to look the same as we move through different phases of our lives. This also means we can relax about not being efficient at times. Number 6. Self-help cultivates self-love. As we acknowledge our responsibility in our own life's creation and become more willing and eager to actively participate in our own healing journey, we get to know ourselves more intimately. We wake up to parts of our own ego story and the motives behind it. Understanding our own patterns and motives enhances compassion and forbearance with our own shortcomings. Meeting them with kindness and gentleness may be one of the hardest lessons, but also one of the most rewarding ones. Compassion bridges the gap to an other. Once the others in ourselves are released, we become whole. Once there is no more part to reject, we are just right and perfectly imperfect. If you resonated with this, please like and subscribe. And if you want more insights on duality, non-duality, and the concepts in between, please come visit me at occasionallyawake.com to enhance your own awakenings. Bye.